I am not sure, but if it is the case, then it's fitting that this is the first time you see Sting on this channel, as it is at the Nitro Arena, and it is Flair versus Sting. Ric Flair is new because Ric Flair is not in this game like he was last year. Sting is new because he's... Actually, I don't think Sting has ever been in a a WWE video game. I could be wrong, but I don't think Sting's ever been in a WWE video game. The Flair looks okay, but the Flair's a little off. The Sting does look like Sting. But Flair and Sting have a rivalry, a history that goes back to 1988. The first Clash of Champions. Sting, Flair. 45-minute draw. The match that made Sting famous. 30 years of history between these two men. And this is a fitting first meeting for both these two as roster members in WWE 2K23. Created or not, they are still a part of the game. Sting and Flair have been going back and forth with each other. These two know each other so well. They know each other better than... They probably know each other better than they know themselves. Suplex off the top rope from Flair, as Flair with a bit of offense for the first time this contest against the Stinger. Sting rolls to the outside. He saw Flair coming, and he knows Flair well enough to know that if you want to roll away from the Nature Boy, if you want to get away from the Nature Boy, the best way to do that is to get outside. Running Bulldog by the Stinger takes down Flair. Sting's going back to those knife edge chops like we saw earlier. Sting has been taking it to the Nature Boy thus far. Insect Gary by Ric Flair. Knife edge chop. Flair sends Sting into the ropes. Drop down from the Nature Boy. Back body drop. Back body drop takes over the Stinger. Flair, just a straight right, and now he's trying to pound down the Stinger. He's trying to weaken the Stinger. Flair is trying to weaken Sting, but Sting just keeps powering up and powering back up. Back elbow by Sting catches Flair right on the side. Crossbody caught. Rib breaker takes down the Stinger. Flair. Stalling pile driver. Flair takes down Sting. Lateral press and only a 1 count. Quick kick out by the Stinger, but Flair. Sting kicked out again. Flair. Sting throws him into one, sends him into the other. Stinger splash. Stinger splash. Stinger splash. But Flair knew what was coming next and had enough in him to kick back up and get himself back up. Sting caught him this time with a crossbody, though. Flair rolls to the outside. These two know each other well enough that Flair keeps trying to create distance between him and Sting. Flair hotshots Sting. Flair hotshots Sting. Rake of the eyes. They don't call him the dirtiest player in the game for nothing. Flair with a rake of the eyes of Sting. Flair catches Sting just like Sting caught Flair. And Flair goes back to what's been working, trying to weaken the Stinger. Double axe handle to the back. Sting rolls to the outside. He's actually rolling to the apron. Sting gets hot shotted on the top rope. Across the top rope, Sting falls to the outside. Flair is alone in the ring. Sting's picking his spot, stalking Flair. Trying to get in the head of his longtime rival is the Stinger. Sting reverses Flair. Into the ropes goes Flair. Back body drop. Lateral press. Sting only gets a 1 count as Flair shoots his shoulder up off the mat. Attacking the arm of Flair is Sting. Sting blocks Flair. Fireman's carry position for Flair. Across the top rope goes the Nature Boy. Sting brushes off Flair, but Sting gets right back up. Crossbody block by Sting. Crossbody block by Sting. Elbow drop. Big elbow to the heart of the Nature Boy as Nate falls to the floor. Sting. Crossbody. Vaulting body press to the floor takes out Flair. Sting's not giving Flair any distance. But again, whatever Sting was planning on the floor, Flair brushes him off. Wait a second. Flair's going for the figure 4 on the outside. Flair's going for the figure 4 on the outside. Ric Flair's got the figure 4 locked in on the outside. He's trying to damage Sting on the floor. He's trying to damage Sting on the outside, but Sting fights out of it on the floor. It's still too early in the match for Flair to get a submission victory on Sting. But was the damage done as Sting sends Flair into the glitched part of the ring? But was the damage done to Sting? Even on that slight moment where Flair had the figure 4 locked in, was the damage done? Flair, shinbreaker. Flair's attacking the knee of Sting. It's like these two are not even listening to the referee. I think Flair was going for a backbreaker, but Sting reversed him. Sting, scoop slam, takes down Flair. But these two get back in the ring at the count just before the count of 10. These two get back in the ring just before the count of 10. Rake of the eyes from Flair. Sting, hammer thrown into the corner. Sting gets hammer thrown into the corner by Flair. Flair's now attacking the knee of Sting. Flair's now attacking the knee of Sting. Flair's going for the figure 4. Flair's going for the figure 4. This time in the ring. Flair's going for the figure 4 this time in the ring. Sting fights out of it. Sting fights out of it. Sting fights out of it. Sting blocks Flair. Big suplex by the Nature Boy. Big suplex by the Nature Boy. Nature's going up top. Secures himself on the top rope. If there's any place that Flair is not comfortable, it's on the top rope. A big cross body block. Shades of what he did to win the title in '83 against Harley Race. Flair with the spinning toe hold. Flair with the spinning toe hold. Attacking the knee of Sting again. Focusing on the knee of Sting. Sting had his knee surgically repaired in 1990 after being yoinked off the cage by Doug Dillinger. Rake of the eyes. Flair with a low blow. The referee must have missed that call because I don't know how that was not a disqualification. Or maybe he knows it's an expectation with these two to expect these two to, take some liberties with each other as the history defines Flair and Sting. As history defines Flair and Sting. As long-standing rivals. So you have to expect that there's going to be some horseplay between the long-standing rivals. Rick went for it, but Sting got the ropes. I think Rick was going for the referee. I'm not sure, but it took me a second to understand what the hell was going on, but Sting Sting's coming back. Sting's coming back. I think Flair took too much time. Sting's coming back. Flair's in the corner. Flair's in the corner, but he saw the Stinger Splash coming. Flair saw the Stinger Splash coming. And he nips Sting in the butt. He nips Sting's offense in the butt, but Sting rolls to the outside. Sting rolls to the outside. A pile driver knocks Sting to the floor. A pile driver knocks Sting to the floor. Flair is waiting for Sting to get back in the ring. Big corner clothesline by the Nature Boy. Flair. Sting gets reversed. Sting gets reversed. Flair gets reversed. Sting gets reversed. What a back and forth between these two men. What a back and forth. Honestly, now that I see it up close, it actually does look like a short-haired Ric Flair. Flair. He's got him positioned. He's got Sting positioned. The figure four. The figure four is locked in. The figure four is locked in. As Sting is tapping the mat. Sting is tapping the mat. Flair beats Sting. But I can tell you 100%, 10 times over, this never ends between Sting and the Nature Boy. This is just the beginning. But also, welcome to... Wait a second. Flair cut out. Welcome to WWE 2K23. And welcome to the age of the Nature Boy. But Flair is attacking Sting on the outside. Flair's attacking Sting on the outside. Flair's attacking Sting on the outside. These two are back in the ring now. The referee's trying to get Flair to stop. Flair's going for the figure four. Flair's going for the figure four. The match is already over. The referee's got to step in and stop this. The referee's got to step in and stop this. Sting is tapping the mat. Sting is tapping the mat. Flair's adding insult to injury. Flair's going after the surgically repaired knee of Sting. I mean, it might have been 30 years ago. But the fact of the matter is, Sting and Flair just proved the point against Sting that he doesn't care if it's after the match or during the match, that he'll still add insult to injury. With that being said, I can guarantee you, with the actions of Flair, things are just getting started between him and the Stinger. With that being said, though, that is it from me, and I will see you in the next one.